Okay, let's see. Who else should I do? Oodle doodle 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 doodles. I'm pretty sure you want to come with me again, huh? You want to go see more of my stuff, don't you? Don't lie. Especially you, Jake. You're all like, God, I want to see Jake's stuff. Do all that, and then there, and then let's see. Got William Stormer, or no, William Furno was William. Blah blah blah. I don't. Preston Stormer, that guy. Dead Minotaur. No. Archimedes, already did him. Got Vishra right there. Shuilong right there. Atlas. Ooh, let's do him. Atlas. I'm pretty sure y'all forgot about him, huh? You're like, who, Dave? I don't remember this dude. But only like the peeps who have like watched me forever and a day, like Maple and Hydro. They're like, I remember that dude. 2010, motherfuckers. Wait, can you swear on YouTube? Yeah, I hope so. He's very hard to pose with his hammer. It's a lot of weight. So, yep, there. Atlas. So, with him, I wanted to do a Titan build. I've yet to do a medium size build. I either go like normal size or like holy freaking crap size. So I wanted to do something in between, and I didn't do like the stereotypical Titan build. I went, and I think he would actually be a little bigger than what you would say Titan build. I don't remember exactly what size Matanui Titan was, but I think he's like the tallest or the biggest, and then I believe Axon is the shortest of the Titans. Quotey fingers. So yeah, he is 18 inches tall, including his mohawk. He's 17 without him, because that's about almost an inch of spiky punk rock awesomeness. So, let's show him off now. So, you've got the hammer here, and I wanted to use those. I had never used them before on anything. So I'm like, what can I use this Roxy piece for? And then I stuck two of them together, and I'm like, hammer, damn right. So I grabbed four of them, stuck some blue pieces in there for looks, and at first they were just, this is all the hammer was going to be, it's just this part, but then I'm thinking, that's not big enough for Atlas, it needs to be bigger. So I grabbed Vaki pieces and stuck those in there and clipped them together, and then stuck these on there. And the idea behind these is they're super hard, and it takes all of this mass and brings it down to a very sturdy focal point. So if you get rammed in the face with his hammer, it's going to give you a migraine, and no amount of Excedrin is going to fix that. And then another really great feature about the hammer is the double Karapar face hilt thingy there. I don't know if hammers have hilts or what you would call the bottom of a hammer weapon. Here, I'll grab the snap and shine that bad boy over here. And that just gives it a really, really mean look. I really like the way that makes the hammer look. And here's the back of Atlas for a moment. And okay, set you back down. Alright, so that's pretty much the hammer. The hammer of Titany awesomeness and doom. And So I will take his hammer off so I can show off the rest of the MOC, because I'm sure, as you will notice right now, he's a lot more stable without this big hunk of plastic weight hovering almost at the top all the way forward on him. And I kind of need to go back and I want to strengthen his back some more to support the weight of this thing, because when I built him I hadn't really put the hammer on. I was really struggling with the hammer, so that came after pretty much all of this was done. So I put the hammer on there and it's like, oh, he barely holds it. Oh. So he okay, I mentioned that Thorin was the only figure I had to have fingers, but I guess I failed to mention that it was fingers of the little kind, for, you know, the little robot droid Exoforce fingers, or the Toa minifigure fingers. He has fingers, and Mototar, Mechas, and Ryak have fingers as well, but they're the bigger kind. And these are actually more modeled off of Ryak. And little piece of trivia, these are actually Ryak's first this is Ryak's first hand design. He only had 2 fingers in the beginning. So I'm like, okay, I need to do fingers for this dude, and I don't want to do the big bulky ball joint fingers like I have on Mototar and Mechas, because it works for those guys but it wouldn't work for him. So I went back, and also he's supposed to be like a rock climber dude, so he's supposed to have really long fingers to grab on rocks and not fall off of cliffs and smash his face 3 stories from the ground. That was the ideal there. So if you think his fingers are unproportionately long, they are supposed to be. I don't know if monkeys have long fingers or gorillas, but yeah, I was thinking, like, if they do, then it's supposed to be like gorilla hands, grabbing onto everything. The other thing I really wanted to stress with Atlas was mobility, flexibility, articulation. I wanted to do a Titan MOC that was flexible. So he's very flexible. He's got great torso articulation, thanks to my very loosely joined 2 halves, and that was also a concept I intentionally did and had figured out before I sat down and actually put parts together. Is I wanted his midsection to be very spacey and opened up, and have the top half and the bottom half very loosely connected, like a robot, and like some robots we've seen in movies and other like video games and such. I kind of wanted to give him a sort of an extra feature there, so I did that. He doesn't bend this way though. That's the only downside. Is I guess I forgot to throw that into the design, but I don't know, I guess that's alright. I'm not too worried about it, if no one else is. So, and then the other major point of interest is the shoulder articulation. And you know me by now, Dave's always gotta have that shoulder articulation. I'm just a sucker for it. It's not the best articulation ever. Actually, I think Mateo has better articulation now. But for a Titan, it's also got to be pretty strong to hold up all that arm, and it's still not perfect. But it's good enough for a third eye 88 MOC. Yes, good enough for me. So then his leg articulation, pretty standard. Again, I kind of ripped off the Kikanalo thigh, and it's pretty much the design I use on all of my Colossi, except for Ryak, who has a form of that, but because he's got so much other crap weighing him down that he has to have extra. But this is the fairly standard version from the set. I learned that little technique back in '04 when the Kikanalo came out, and I'm like, well, damn, that's a pretty nifty technique, and so I've just kept using it over the years. Another cool thing I'd like to point out is I don't have too much of it, but I used the Gnaeus armor that I got. I don't have too many Glutorians. I've got a Skral, Gnaeus, and Strack, 3 S's. Woohoo! And so I wanted to use more, but this was all I could really get on them. And at the time I didn't have the Strack figure, or not Strack, but the Skral. I didn't have the Skral when I actually built this guy. So all I had was Gnaeus, and this is all I had to work with. So I like the rocky feel. I want to get more of that and add it to him if I can. And I think I really like him. It took me a while to get used to him. I guess I had higher expectations of this guy when I first built him, and afterwards I was so kind of frustrated, and I was so frustrated and just like, it's not really what I wanted. But after I left him on the shelf, he grew on me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I did a good job on this guy. I like the way his body came together, and I like the way his legs look. I think they've got a nice flow there. They've got a nice amount of mobility and functionality look without sacrificing too much of the aesthetics. And I'm missing a piece. I'll have to fix that. Oh well. Not too much of a deal to go find that piece right now in the middle of this review. So you sticklers for loose pins and missing parts and blah blah blah, you'll just have to deal with it. Go see a shrink or something. So yeah, I think that's enough of my random babbling for one review. So I will see you guys on DeviantArt and YouTube. Third Eye 88 out.